Hello, welcome back to my channel, Brandon's Walks. In today's video, I'm starting a new series called Walks Through History. And when I came through here on the Ottawa Valley Recreational Trail in Almonte, Ontario, there is so many different information, plaques, and signs to let you know the history on this beautiful town. And that inspired me to start this series, Walks Through History. And so, on today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the Almonte Train Wreck. So I am standing here just outside of the Almonte Town Hall on the Ottawa Valley Recreational Trail, which used to be part of the Brockville to Ottawa rail line, and then eventually was bought out by CP Rail. All right, so before we get into the accident, let's talk a little bit about the Almonte railway system. A rail line was completed as far as Almonte in 1859 and then extended past Arnprior in 1867. This line eventually became part of the Canadian Pacific Railway system, connecting Almonte with regions all over Canada and enabling the local textile industry to expand and become the largest employer in the area. The train station was built in 1902 and quickly became part of the community's identity. During the 1920s, the station served 17 passenger trains a day and as many or more freight trains. In December of 1942, during the Second World War, it was also the scene of one of the most tragic rail accidents in Canada's history, when the troop train collided with a passenger train, which we'll talk about shortly. With train travel and services declining, the train station was closed in 1978 and was sadly demolished. The Almonte Public Library now occupies the site where the station once stood. And I had a chance to talk to a local historian who just so happens to work at the library, and she told me that there is an oven outside of the library which actually incorporates some of the stone that was in the train station in its construction. And here we have just a couple of old photos that I found along the trail. The above photo is the CP Rail Bridge towards the town hall, and the below photo is the Railway Bridge #1 photo provided by Michael Dunn in his collection. Okay, so let's get into the train wreck in Almonte back in December of 1942. On December 27th, 1942, there were holiday crowds and poor weather which delayed the Ottawa Valley local passenger train while it was traveling through Arnprior to Pakenham to Almonte. Unknown to the crew on that passenger train, there was another train carrying troops from Halifax, Nova Scotia. It was ordered to follow 20 minutes behind, but it quickly gained ground after leaving Arnprior Station. Unfortunately, warning could not have been given to the Pakenham Station because it was unmanned on weekends. So as the troop train barreled through, it got to Almonte while passengers were still loading onto the passenger train. It was one of the worst accidents in Canadian railway history, resulting in 39 deaths and 150 injuries. The troop train ended up barreling into the rear passenger cars of the passenger train. Thankfully, some of the troops that were on the other train jumped into action to help the injured, and it became a community movement where lots of different community members came out to help. I found a lot of my information on the North Lanark Regional Museum's website. You just got to go to northlanarkregionalmuseum.com, and they have lots more photos, and there's lots of stories here as well. You can even find interviews of some survivors on YouTube on the Ottawa Citizens page. Okay, so that is today's video. I really hope you enjoyed learning about some history with me. I certainly enjoy researching it, and I'm a huge history buff. So there's going to be lots more in this series, Walks Through History. Come with me on more adventures on my channel, There's going to be lots more to see, and I really appreciate you spending the time with me.